Hey guys, so today we are going to look at this reorder paragraph, which is in PTE Academic Reading, carrying the highest weightage. So you have to be careful with this, and you have to focus more on reorder paragraphs. Okay, so here I will tell you some examples by which you can easily solve this kind of uh, reorder paragraphs. Okay, so here there are 5 paragraphs. So first you have to read all the 5 paragraphs. That is the most important thing. Okay, so let me read it. But in Scotland, 3 banks are still allowed to issue banknotes. So, but in Scotland, so it is not the first paragraph because here but is there, then banks are still allowed. So it is not the first paragraph. You are quite sure about it, right? Yeah, even I too. So the next one, when this bank was found in 1695. So they are mentioning something about a bank over here. When this bank. So that means it is not the first paragraph. Very simple, right? Yeah. To face growth of trade, it was deemed necessary to remedy this lack of an adequate currency. This lack of an adequate currency. They are not mentioning something about this lack something. Anyway, here this lack of an adequate is there. So it is not the first paragraph. The first Scottish bank to do this was the Bank of Scotland. Here again they are mentioning this. So the first Scottish bank to do this was the Bank of Scotland. So that is also not the first paragraph. So we have the final choice. That is, in most countries, it is only the government through their central banks who are permitted to issue currency. In most countries, okay, it is okay. It is only the government through their central banks who are permitted to issue currency. So you got it, and that is the this one is the first paragraph. It is very easy to find out because in this first paragraph they are not mentioning anything about any other paragraph. So this is the first paragraph. Okay, so let me put this over here. In most countries it is only the government through their central banks who are permitted to issue currency. Okay, okay, that is the first one. In most countries, okay, it is only the government through their central banks who are permitted to issue currency. So the next will be something related to this, right? In most countries, it is only the government through their central banks who are permitted to issue currency. Okay, so the first Scottish bank to do this was the Bank of. The first Scottish bank to do this was the Bank of. In most countries, it is only through the central bank who are permitted to issue currency. No, not this one, because they are mentioning like the first bank, Scottish bank to do this was the Bank of Scotland, but they are not mentioning to do what. Okay, so this is not the first one. To face growth of trade, it was deemed. I mean, there's lack of an adequate. There's lack of an adequate. No, no way, not this one. When this bank, when this bank was formed, here they are not mentioning about any bank or so. This is not. So the final one is, but in Scotland, 3 banks are still allowed to issue banknotes. Yes, that is because in most countries it is only again made through the central banks who are permitted to issue currency. And the next one is counter arguing that paragraph. But in Scotland, 3 banks are still allowed to issue banknotes. So it is something like a however paragraph. So you can put it over here, that one, and but in Scotland, 3 banks are still allowed to issue banknotes. Okay, fine. When this bank was formed, so you had to mention about that bank here. Here there is no bank over here. So the first Scottish bank to do this was the Bank of Scotland. But in Scotland, 3 banks are still allowed to issue banknotes. Okay, so this one, after this one, 3 banks are still allowed to issue banknotes. The first Scottish bank to do this, what? To issue banknotes. They are mentioning over here, to issue banknotes. So the first Scottish bank to do this was the Bank of Scotland. So this is the answer of this. So this one is the third paragraph, I guess. You will check it, don't worry. Okay. So this is the third paragraph. Oh God, where is the second paragraph? Oh my God, it went somewhere. Anyway, whatever may be. You know the second paragraph. It is like this. Again, in most countries, this is the first paragraph. But in Scotland, that is the second. And the third one is the first Scottish bank to do this. Okay. Then we can find out the first Scottish bank to do this was the Bank of Scotland. Okay, fine. So after this, what will come? To face growth of trade, it was deemed necessary to Norway. So the first Scottish bank they are mentioning, the Bank of Scotland. And here they are mentioning when this bank was formed. So this is the fourth paragraph. When this bank was formed in 1695, Scots coinage was in short supply and of uncertain value compared with English, Dutch, Flemish or French coin. So this is the fourth paragraph. And the fifth paragraph is so simple. The final paragraph is this. To face growth of trade, it was deemed necessary to remedy this lack of an adequate currency. This lack of an adequate currency they are mentioning over here. And here they are mentioning in short supply and uncertain value. So it is the continuation of this paragraph. To face growth of trade, it was deemed necessary to remedy this lack of an adequate currency. So this is the final. Let us check the answer. Yeah, in most countries, it is only the government through their central banks who are permitted to issue currency. Like we said, then but in Scotland, 3 banks are still allowed to issue banknotes. Okay, the first Scottish bank to do this was the Bank of Scotland. Like we said, then when this bank was formed in 1695, Scots coinage was in short supply and uncertain value compared with English, Dutch, Flemish or French coin. To face growth of trade, it was deemed necessary to remedy this lack of an adequate currency. So when you read all those 5 paragraphs, now you can understand what does that mean. So this is what a reordered paragraph is all about. Okay, so now you got the idea because you reordered the paragraphs in the right way. That's why you got an idea about this. Okay, so this is what you had to do. Even if you did some mistakes in reorder paragraph, what you need to do is like you have to read after rearranging all the paragraphs. You have to read all those things so that even if there is a mistake, you can easily find out the mistake. When there is a mismatch, you can find out it. But after doing this reorder paragraph, you have to read from the first paragraph to last paragraph. And if there is a meaning, if there is, you got the idea properly, then that is the correct answer. That's it. It is so simple, but you have to have more practice. Okay, reorder paragraph. It carries more marks in PTE reading. Okay, reorder paragraph. Questions have more marks in PTE reading, academic reading. Okay, thank you. Please subscribe my channel if you like it. Thank you.